Hey guys, Troy Dooley, the Beachside CEO, out here today, chilling at the lake. I got a question for you. You know, we know that Wikipedia is an authority site, but is Wikipedia really a neutral site? Now I bring this up because I've been studying a little bit about Wikipedia and how it affects the direct selling, the network marketing community. I want to pull some stats up here. Wikipedia has 4.5 million content articles, 33 million pages in total. They've had 722 million edits. Now I don't know about you, but I bet if we took the World Book Encyclopedia from day one till now, that there wouldn't be that many edits. And that the edits that are there would probably be because facts had changed, not because the information had been slanted or biased or just bold-faced lies, if you will. Now here's the other thing. There's 21 million registered users on Wikipedia. I'm a registered user of Wikipedia. There's only 1,400 administrators. That's kind of it's a big discrepancy. Now the reason I bring this up is because when I look at what Wikipedia stands for, they run a 5-pillar approach. They say Wikipedia is an encyclopedia. That's their first pillar. And I'm not sure I can agree with that. It's because in encyclopedias, the editors in the encyclopedia are there with a non-biased approach to give us good information, to give us facts, if you will. I think in Wikipedia I can prove that the editors are not without bias in several cases. It says Wikipedia is written from a neutral standpoint. Well, I've reviewed close to over 100 articles now based on network marketing, MLM, direct selling, companies within the direct selling industry, and none of them were written from a neutral standpoint. Not even the one here I'm going to use with Lioness is not even written from a neutral standpoint. Wikipedia is free content that anyone can edit, use, modify, or distribute. Anyone can edit. See, they've got 21 million users, but you don't have to be a registered user in order to edit an article or a page. It says editors should treat each other with respect. I agree with that. Wikipedia does not have firm rules. I think that's a little bit iffy. Now, most of you guys know that I'm from the United States. I am a firm believer in freedom of speech. I don't believe in censorship, but I don't believe in exciting people to riot either just because somebody wants to yell fire, fire, or whatever else. And that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a lot of soapbox movement, a lot of critics of direct selling. I'm also seeing insiders that are supposed to be advocates of direct selling that seem to be writing some negative slant against competitors on competitors' pages. And I just don't think that's right. I use Lioness as an example. Number one, they're a client. Number two, because they have a sophisticated compensation plan. They've been in the news internationally in some very positive ways. But something that I've noticed just on their page, because I wanted to go look and I wanted to see, I noticed that in they've several areas. Let me say this. Number one, you've got the business model that's listed there. Then you've got their social involvements that are there. You got the controversy that's there. Then you got legalities, and in the legalities it talks about that they had reported investigations in Hungary and Norway. Now I want to hone in on Norway, because part of it was that they were running an illegal pyramid scheme. Well, Norway investigated this, and just a couple of weeks ago announced that they found no improprieties in the business model of Lioness, but yet nowhere is that on here. And it's like, wow, this is interesting to me. Then I go down and I start looking at some of the links. And I believe that Wikipedia puts way too much weight into publication, stuff that's on other websites that may look like a news website, that may look like it's an unbiased website, that may be run as an advocacy website, if you will. And they just allow those links to go live, and they exert that authority. Now again, let's go back to something I mentioned earlier. When you link into and out of Wikipedia, that helps your ranking. So I think that critics have found out that it's good for them to go in and edit and to use their links in those edits and link back to their pages. And there doesn't seem to be any type of accountability within Wikipedia to make sure that those sites really are unbiased websites. I'm looking at one site in here that's used in the legality side and the controversy. It goes to an attorney that has been fighting Lioness for years. I mean, just all kinds of lawsuits all over the place. A couple of them I think he's won, but the majority of them have just been weird lawsuits because he's out there with a bone to pick. He's an attorney for anybody that's been that's just not had a success in Lioness, if you will. Now, I'm not knocking that attorney. That attorney, he's got a right to operate his business. But let's be realistic, he's biased for his clients. I've had people tell me I'm biased for my clients. Then I see websites up here where when I go and I review every article on the website, there's not one positive article on the website about a direct selling company. And I'm sitting here thinking, okay, you put these up here, but yet these are not, this isn't neutral. There's nothing neutral about this. So even though Wikipedia has become an authority site, and even though they're out here, and I use them as an authority site, let me make that very clear. And even though I think that they're doing a phenomenal job compared to where they were when they launched a few years ago, if you've had 720 million edits and anyone can edit the page, there's no way you're going to tell me that all the editing was from a neutral standpoint. I believe there's people that probably go in here and edit for Lioness, and when they edit, they make it as positive as they can for the company. That's going to be a given. And I understand there's going to be people that are going to go in here and they're going to edit and they're going to make it negative for the company. Now, does that balance it? Does that make it neutral? I guess you could say that it does to a certain degree until you look at the links and you realize that those are linking back to people that have biased opinions. And the reason I'm bringing this up, and we're going to cover this, I think, in several articles, because I want to hone in on some, not just with Lioness, I want to hone in on some other companies too and show where there's some issues here. You know, one of the things that Wikipedia is known for is that they will allow any lawsuit that's been filed to go up there. But yet, very seldom do they even follow, and they can't. I mean, obviously, they only have 1,400 editors. But nobody follows up to say, oh, okay, wait a minute, just because a lawsuit is filed, what was the end result? And what I'm finding is that most companies cannot afford, or at least they haven't made it a priority, to have a team, a social media team, focusing in on their Wikipedia page. I think that as I've studied this trend, and I told you, I'm going through all the companies, over 100 now that we've researched. I believe that every company should make it a priority to be watching their Wikipedia page at least on a weekly basis. Now, in a couple of cases, I've seen these pages change. I mean, literally, one day they say one thing, one day they say the next day they say something totally different. And that's a concern of mine. I will continue to use Wikipedia. I think it's a great resource, but I think everyone needs to understand, whether it's Lioness, whether it's another direct selling company, the information that is listed on the Wikipedia pages are not, number one, unbiased at all. There are people here on their soapbox. Number two, the information is not complete. Okay, and that means that if the information is not complete, then it's inaccurate. It's not, again, from a neutral standpoint. We need to keep this in mind. I'm going to continue to investigate this. I'm going to continue to look into some other companies and see if there's a common denominator. I want to see if the same links are showing up on different pages. You know, are some people trying to use Wikipedia to build their ranking, to build their authority on their website? You know, so they're linking in here to different companies and then linking back with negative information and not bringing a balance. I believe you need to have balance. Most people know I am pro network marketing. I'm born and bred, raised in this community. What I don't do is shy away from the controversy. I believe we have some controversy. I believe that every company has controversy. You need to cover that, but you need to cover it with balance, not being on a soapbox one way or the other. That's the key. Live life like it's an epic adventure. Stay dangerous, stay strong, and if you're in network marketing, act like it.